Let's say I want to go to Switzerland and make a reservation by plane, and until my departure there is another week or two that pro-Russians from Moldova and Romania will undertake. They will come before me and call on their relations in Switzerland, and if they do not have relations they will call on corrupt individuals such as the Americans or Italians to contact the Swiss intelligence services and local activists in Switzerland. One of the scenarios will start to say about me, that I am a Russian/Turkish spy/ that I worked for the Romanian services and that I betrayed them/ that I am undercover and following a mafia/Russian/Arab/ that I am suspected of terrorism/ that I am gay/ that I am extremist/ Nazi. Know that none of them are true. They will also try to buy the house or bribe the owners of the house where I will rent a room. That's what they did in Canada, Poland, and that's what they'll try to do next. They will also send an undercover activist who will try to ask me all sorts of provocative questions and of course be filmed and recorded. When their plans didn't work out, they kicked me out of the apartment or room so I could rent a room again and bring in another undercover activist, and obviously they would tell the Swiss that I knew that undercover activist and that was the plan. Obviously they lie, and the people they send I don't know. If I try to get hired by the company, they will try to buy the company. And the most interesting thing is that they organize accidental meetings in Moldova with people I know to take the opportunity to ask me provocative questions, or how they do it now, to challenge me to fight and be imprisoned. Another cheap challenge: people I don't know walk past me and greet me and make another wink to look down at a piece of paper. My message for any intelligence service: arrest him immediately. This gesture is a provocative one to mislead you, to create the illusion that I would be undercover/ that I am a spy, and thus you will be deceived like children in kindergarten. If I go to a foreign country and if you will be contacted by representatives of civil society or representatives working in institutions in Romania/Moldova and will tell you, "We are Andrei's friends, I am Andrei's sister, we are Andrei's relatives and we are here to help him, to fight against the Russians, to help you, please arrest them because they are Russian spies." If they try to convince you that Andrei was not referring to us but to other people, please arrest them for espionage in favor of Russia, because I mean everyone, without exception. I repeat once again, I mean everyone without exception. If they try to tell you that we have arrested a suspicious person or we are here to arrest people who are following Andrei, please arrest them immediately. Please arrest everyone. Because they usually sacrifice an idiot who works for the Russians, and for that they will be promoted, and the Russians want that, to put their people in leadership positions in order to obtain as much information as possible, in order to be able to carry out actions that are in favor of Russia. We work for the intelligence service and Andrei works for us. Please arrest them immediately for espionage in favor of Russia, because I am not a spy/ I have not worked for any country, I do not work and I will not work. And I am ready to pass the polygraph test in front of all NATO countries. If they tell you that this was planned, this is the scenario to make it more credible, please arrest them for espionage in favor of Russia, because there is no plan. If they tell you that they have the right to register me, that they have signed a contract with me, that they have the right to sign on my behalf, please arrest them immediately for espionage in favor of Russia. Because no one has the right to register me and he has no right to sign on my behalf. If someone presents my signature, that signature is false. No matter what position he has, his status or the money he has, you should never forget Kim Philby. If you don't know history, I encourage you to study it. If any of these situations happen, you can always call me, put me face to face with these individuals and I will help you imprison these Russian bitches for the rest of their life. A link to my site will be written on my clothes or bag, and this article will always be on the first page of the site. You have no right to say I did not know. Free cheese exists only in traps. If you take money from Romanians/Moldovans, you will be blackmailed for the rest of your life. You will become a Russian bitch and you will fulfill orders until the end of your life. You have to think, if you are going to another country and you are being followed by friends, relatives / why are they doing this? Especially if they have a job. In my case, some of them worked as waiters in Italy / in Moldova, and the logical question, why does a person who barely earns money for his existence allow himself to follow other people in another country? And I think the most important thing is usually when the Russians don't like it or when they recaught lying, they usually have an answer, that it was planned. That was the scenario. We wanted that. We have a scenario and we follow our plan, but we can talk about it. They have no plan, but they are looking at what will end the actions of the person they are looking for, and at last they clapped their hands and rejoiced. And what do you think they say? That was the scenario. If they say I am a spy and they re on a mission because we are, here are so many scenarios. If I move to a street where is Muslim family, they say I am investigating that family for terrorism, or they might say I am a terrorist, too. But usually they investigate the street where I live and try to find some Russian, Iranian, Iraqi, or Afghan, Pakistani. If they find Latinos, they try to prove something with drug trafficking. They did not have the purpose to investigate terrorists. Their purpose was to control every step of mine so that I would not go to the Americans. Because the Russians believe that only those Moldovans / Romanians who are already Russian spies can go to the Americans. If any Moldovan or Romanian tries to go directly to the Americans, without the Russians controlling him, the Russians will activate their entire network of spies from Moldova or Romania to discretize this person. They will make challenges so that Americans can believe it too. All these challenges will be so professional that Americans will believe. Nobody is allowed to speak or to sign on my name. When I write nobody means nobody, without exception. If someone tells you that we are relatives, that we are friends, or that we know each other and that he has the right to register me, to speak on my behalf, to sign, that I said so, that this is the plan, please remember that person is a Russian spy. It doesn't matter if he is a relative or a friend, or if he will show you pictures together, or if he will tell you that it is about another person and not about him, and also his nationality does not matter. You should know that he is a Russian spy. Because no one has my consent to register, film or sign on my behalf. As soon as I start flirting with a girl, say from Switzerland, suddenly many will start flirting with her, and this girl will feel changes, and the Russian network of spies through activists, intelligence, volunteers will even start making gifts and be very romantic with her. My denigration will begin. The Russian spy network has Moldovans and Romanians ready for such scenarios, and they are very romantic and can conquer any girl. Obviously they also have expensive cars, but they have phrases and actions that work for any girl. This girl will feel very special, and I will immediately realize if this girl is flirting with someone else or just me. It is enough for me to be interested in another girl, and everyone who tried to flirt will leave her and will try to be heavenly for the girl I am interested in. If someone says that he has children from me, he can find out the truth very quickly, or that he says that we are meeting and that we want to get married. To find out the truth, it is enough to put me face to face. You will immediately see how they will do everything possible to avoid a face-to-face discussion. And you can even find out the truth on the phone, because now there are so many applications that can mimic my voice. It is important to discuss the video, and if someone says I am a spy, that I am undercover, just as put face to face, and the truth will be found out very soon. I did not call anyone from Moldova or Romania to Georgia, Poland, or Canada. I have not met any Moldovan, Romanian in Georgia, Poland, or Canada, and no one who was once friends told me that he would come to Georgia, Poland, or Canada. Most likely they would have sent Moldovans I don't know and told the Poles or Canadians that they were friends. That's why in the future, if someone declares that they are friends, put me face to face and ask me, Andrei, do you know this individual? He declares that he is your friend. And please don't believe the people who say they are my friends and try to arrange random meetings. Never believe when someone tells you that's the plan. I also learned my lesson, and before leaving the country I will inform the law enforcement agencies in the state where I will settle, the police, the prosecutor's office, the intelligence services, that I have never worked for any institution in Moldova or Romania. That I am not a member of any organization, that no one has the right to record, film, speak on my behalf or my signature, and any person, and when I say any person I mean everyone without exception, who says otherwise or who will follow me, must be arrested immediately for espionage in favor of Russia. Because once the officials have taken a bribe, they are blackmailable and compromised and will do everything possible to escape from prison. Putin needs people who are compromised and blackmailable. On all my clothes you will find a link to my site, plopandrei.com, and also on the site you will find all my social networks. On the site you will find on the main page in the right sidebar the article, Plop Andrei, I was arrested in #Canada for the anti-communist revolution. And also on all my social networks you will find this article in pinned messages. I will wear these clothes with the link to my site, and this article will remain on the site and on social media until all Poles, all without exception, politicians, people from the Polish government, intelligence, activists, etc., who have collaborated with Romanians/Moldovans, all without exception, politicians, people from the Romanian/Moldovan government, intelligence, activists, etc., in my file will, in the summer and autumn of 2017 and which continues to collaborate until now, be arrested for espionage in favor of Russia and for corruption. I will not stop until the Poles, Romanians, and Moldovans are investigated at the International Court of Justice. When I say all without exception, it means that all. That means all Poles who collaborated with Moldovans/Romanians, all without exception. Even if it will be in a week or a month or in a year or 10 years.